I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Just saying, it's a crazy time. You can't afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mug shots.
I wonder what was going on through Shannon Sharpe's mind when Katt Williams told him those type of women could get you taken down in 2 weekends.
After settling the lawsuit with that girl that filed these allegations against him, Shannon Sharpe just got fired from ESPN.
Obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN.
The OnlyFans girl that Shannon Sharpe was messing with settled for $23 million.
ESPN confirming to NBC it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe. The move coming after Sharpe, of course, the Hall of Fame tight end, settled a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault and battery.
He was warned, not with whispers, on camera, in his own chair. Katt Williams sat across from Shannon Sharpe and said, straight up, he avoids a certain kind of dating risk because he's seen how fast a man can go from king of the world to canceled in 2 weekends. Then Monique doubled down in another episode, telling Shannon to stop chasing the highlight reel and choose someone who actually loves him. At the time, it played like spicy podcast banter. Now, it reads like a timeline. Katt's clip blew up for a reason. He referenced Jonathan Majors and said he wasn't scared of love. He was scared of how fast perceptions can flip when you cross those wires. It wasn't a lecture, it was a caution sign. And when Monique looked Shannon in the eye and told him, basically, stop auditioning for validation.
Right.
It's them young ones that cut.
Yes.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. Right. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself.
Get someone who loves you. People laughed because it was funny, until the headlines turned serious. The old advice suddenly felt like prophecy. But that wasn't the whole story. In April 2025, a civil complaint hit the docket. A $50 million suit filed by Gabriela Zuniga. The filing alleged a pattern of SA during a relationship, plus claims that intimate acts were filmed and shared without consent. That's the legal language. Shannon, for his part, denied all wrongdoing through counsel. And even though civil cases are about proof thresholds and leverage as much as facts.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
You tried to say what you tried to say.
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn.
The number, 50 million, did what it always does online. It took over the conversation. By late July, both sides agreed to settle. The case was dismissed with prejudice, and the exact terms stayed confidential. No courtroom climax, no jury speech, just a legal full stop, with a public that had already picked a side. And what happened next would shake everything around him. Within days of the settlement, another headline landed. ESPN was done. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a lot more behind-the-scenes drama coming up. The network didn't build a press tour around it. Shannon addressed the news himself on Nightcap, saying he accepted the decision, but wished the timing could have waited, so it wouldn't overshadow his brother's Hall of Fame induction.
Very grateful for that, but I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have went.
If you watched that clip, you saw the pride and the pain sitting in the same sentence. Whatever you think about the lawsuit, watching a family milestone share oxygen with a scandal is rough. Still, the timing mattered for another reason. Just days before the lawsuit went public in April, reputable outlets were reporting that Shannon was circling a blockbuster media deal, north of $100 million, for his growing podcast empire. Think about that. Club Shay Shay on a rocket, Nightcap humming, an ecosystem of shows. Exactly the kind of bundle buyers crave. Then the legal storm hit, and the most valuable asset in media, brand safety, took a direct hit. Even if an executive wants you, there's a board. There are advertisers.
Before we get started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first 2 brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me.
There's optics. The math changes when you trend for the wrong reasons. Deals don't always die from a single fact. They wither from risk. But the optics weren't done evolving. Not long after the settlement, Zuniga announced she was retiring from OnlyFans. On its face, that's a personal life choice. Online, it became a symbol. She got paid. That's the commentary people ran with: memes, think pieces, hot takes, regardless of the actual, confidential terms. The internet rarely waits for footnotes. Whether you believe it's a smart exit or a cynical cash out, the sequence, lawsuit, settlement, retirement, turned into a narrative beat too clean for the timeline to ignore.
I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter, so I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Major, what he went through. Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out, and you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you, coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all 4. Guilty, 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 guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
And then the backlash pivoted to Shannon himself. You didn't need to hunt for think pieces. They found you. Some fans framed Shannon as a walking contradiction. The man who reportedly budget policed family milestones, now associated with big-ticket lifestyle choices and private arrangements. Did every post have receipts? Of course not. But perception is the currency here. Once your name is tagged to $50M and ESPN exit, people stack every anecdote into a story about judgment and priorities. Whether that's fair or not, it's the new oxygen in the discourse. On Nightcap, Shannon tried to set a tone. He was at peace with ESPN's decision. He thanked the audience, and he wished the announcement hadn't stepped on Sterling's moment. Later, he joked about his pockets being light, which played as deflection to some, resilience to others. The reality? He still controls distribution. Club Shay Shay is still a freight train. Nightcap still has an audience. In 2025, getting sidelined by a network isn't the end if you keep your feed and your advertisers. The question is whether brands will ride the turbulence or wait it out. So where does this road actually go? Here's the cold business read. If you're a buyer, you look at 3 things. 1. Legal exposure, settled, but headlines linger. 2. Audience durability, still strong. 3. Sponsor tolerance, soft when the story is active, warmer if the news cycle cools. That's why some mega deals pause, rather than implode. Rebuilds don't start with statements. They start with silent weeks, steady uploads, and a clean comment section. The "he was warned" loop will keep replaying because it's neat storytelling. Katt said it, and Monique said it, then life did what it did. But real life is messier than a clip. If Shannon stabilizes, no new allegations, no combative rants, consistent gratitude, he can still stack wins on platforms he owns. If he chases the moment with defensive monologues, the algorithm will eat that energy alive. The choice isn't TV or nothing anymore. It's trust or traffic. TV buys trust. Traffic you earn, one upload at a time. So was this downfall inevitable or preventable? Did the network move too fast, or exactly as expected in the era of brand safety? And does a confidential settlement clear the slate, or just change the conversation? Drop your take. I'll be reading. If you want more deep dives like this, no fluff, just the receipts and the real, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.